Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and this is another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got a TVZ. It is between MGG's Titan, the blue Terran player in the lower right position, and in the top left we have CookieMonsta, the purple Zerg, and I'm going to call him Cookie, not Monster, because CookieMonsta is too many syllables to shout out during a big exciting engagement. Anyway, TVZ, what can we expect? The map of Hana, of course. Well, I'm going to go... Okay, to be fair, on this map if I was playing Terran against Zerg, I'd probably go for a CC first, because I'm bold like that. What I think is more likely, though, is probably a 1-Rax command center, because that is a really good opening, because it puts the Zerg player under a lot of pressure, which I'll explain a bit more about in a second. However, from the Zerg perspective, what we should have is a 15 hatch, a 16 pool, then probably on Ahana, because the third base isn't super easy, probably something like into... Again, maybe some heavy Ling style, quite gas heavy, getting up to lair tech quite soon to get some infestors out, maybe a handful of roaches if there's not much mecha on the field. And obviously some roaches early on can be quite good as well in order to defend against Hellions. Now there comes down barracks. Obviously the reason why that 1-Rax command center is so good is because it puts you on equal bases with the Zerg, and what that means is they then have to 2-base you or afford to take a quick third, which can be awkward. So perhaps we could see some Ling Roach aggression put on. Again, a Baneling bust could also be a good move. Roach Baneling I think would be very potent, because again bunkers are quite common to put down here, it's so easy to get it here, so a handful of banelings allows you to knock through those easily, and the roaches can clear up a small handful of marines very simply. So I'll wait and see where the Cookie goes for that. Titan, again, he's going to try and get that expansion out quite soon. I mean, his minerals are getting up pretty high. It'll drop down by 150, obviously, to get the orbital command out as soon as that finishes, so bang. But again, he's right there ready. The SCV should move down shortly. The scouting SCV on its way over. We do have the spawning pool, and wait, no expansion? What? It was a that must have been like 14-14 opener. It was gas first, for sure, but there's only one droning gas. This is a weird opening from Cookie right now. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but we will wait and see. Obviously, that SCV when it comes in is going to be like, what? No expansion? Ah! And panic a little bit. The command center on its way. So there goes down the expansion. Now, to be honest, unless there's something really clever planned here, there is never a time when this is going to be a better opening than a 15 hatch, in my opinion. You're going to have to do some big damage, really. Yes, speed can come out, but by the time speed has finished, this is going to be easily defendable. So I don't like this opening, to be honest. It may work out for him, we'll wait and see. But 3 guys have now been put in gas. The SCV only saw 1, so that's going to be a bit of a mix-up. Speed hasn't started yet. That needs to start pretty soon, unless it's not going to go, because otherwise, again, the reasoning for getting that early gas is completely negated. There is very few reasons I can foresee to wait for this much gas without really getting any tech other than a flat-out mistake, in my opinion. Anyway, Titan, he's getting a bunker up in a very defensive positioning for that bunker, and actually, we've gone lair, so... This is a really, really peculiar build. I can't wait to see how it's going to play out. It's obviously some kind of timing push. Titan, on the other hand, getting up a 3rd command center, so it's going to get so far economically ahead that unless CookieMonsta deals huge damage, it is just not going to go well. A 2nd gas being taken now. Still no speed, still no sign of anything else, so really waiting to see what's going to go down. There comes the Baneling nest. Now, this is getting really peculiar. I'm not quite sure what's going to be done here. Like, getting a Baneling nest, the only real tech options you get from that by getting the low as well is obviously Baneling speed, which I'm not quite sure why, but that is what you could do. Anyway, we've got obviously the 3rd command center half done, 2 orbital commands out, the work count 23 to 22 in Monster's favour when you factor in the 2 mules. Titan is massively ahead in terms of income. The queen count is just the 1. There's the 2nd one popping now, so we'll probably wait to inject or not. I usually just, for a couple of seconds, wait just to keep them synced, because you're going to miss it somewhere, and if they're synced up, you do all of your injects together. The Baneling nest has now finished. The lair's finished as well. So much gas is banked up right now, so... I must say, I really want to see what that's going to be used for. And, well, we're getting the Overlord speed. We could also get drop tech. That is potentially an option. That's the other thing opened up by lair. The Roach Warren coming down now. Yeah, drop tech could start. That's the only real thing so far that I could foresee being useful for getting that lair quite so quickly. An Overlord picked off there. That does supply block Cookie. And, well, so far, obviously, that third orbital command morphing, we do have reactors on their way. Reactor Hellions will be coming in now soon as well. The Nidus network. Ah! That is one thing I didn't think about. Nidus play. That could be quite cool now. This could be pretty awesome. Nobody gets Niduses. Like, I don't know why. Like, even as a caster, I forget about a Nidus worm as an option because so few people go for it. But of course, with that Overlord there, would there be vision if the Nidus worm went down there? I'm not actually sure. Let's take a look at the vision. No. Wait, hang on. Where am I? Really the wrong place. Down here. Yes, I think it would be seen. So I don't think there's anywhere it can go down without getting spotted, unfortunately. There's definitely no at the back of the bases. Perhaps a Nidus down there is plausible, but there's no Overlord for the vision. Anyway, Hellions are coming across the map now. In terms of defense, there's, well, 1 Roach, 1 Queen, and 2 Zerglings. We do have more Roaches on their way through now, so this is going to be really quite Roach heavy. A Banshee coming out as well, so this is Hellion Banshee. It is very, very potent in terms of harassment. The worker count heavily in Titan's favour, and with Mules as well, his economy is brilliant. Now the Overlord has moved forward, so where is this Nidus worm going to go down? That's what I really want to know. We do have obviously nothing coming back to try and pick off there. We do have the Nidus worm on its way. Of course, all of these Hellions are moving forward though, and there's a big commitment to Hellions, and they are not moving back. The Nidus has not been spotted yet, but in terms of the sheer number of Hellions, there's 7 on the field, and if all of those units are in the Nidus worm, it could be problems if there's just a pure base race. But here we go, those units are moving out, all of the SCVs are pulled back, and well, the Queens are coming out. We should see creep spread. This is a complete, well, pure aggression basically with that many Queens right now. Obviously, the Queens are going to be very, very potent. The creep spread is obviously helpful. Those bases are taking huge damage. The orbital command could fall. It's not getting lifted, so even if it has, the Queens are still there. It's on fire. That is going to take big damage. That orbital command is going to fall, and well, this is now really, really awkward for Titan because he has invested so much in those Hellions. He is moving a lot of barracks and things. He's got that bunker in a good position, but he could lose just so much here. More Roaches are being forced down, and he's basically forcing Titan out of his main base. All of these units are now lifting. The Queens, unfortunately, do not have enough DPS to deal with that. And, well, by knocking all the SCVs to the natural, the mining advantage is completely gone because it's oversaturated, and that should therefore mean that Monsta has better income. He's got more gas income. He is banking up an awful lot of gas though, which he's not really using at the moment, so I'll be interested to see what he's doing. He's expanding behind this to his third. That's a good choice, but the downside is exactly what's happening now, that you could just get a counter attack, but quite a few Roaches are coming in not to deal with that though, unfortunately, so these Hellions could be the problem. And of course the bunker is still up, but the high ground vision is not being granted by anything at the moment, so it's just going to town. In come all of these Hellions. We need some Roaches to jump out of there ASAP. There we go, that is a good move, but so many drones are going to get taken down here just because of the sheer number of Hellions that are in the base. Massive damage being done, drones falling absolutely everywhere. Meanwhile, we've got this push coming in. The second Nidus worm has come down just to allow quicker movement of units. The bunker falls. Meanwhile, all of the Hellions have been cleaned up, but Titan managed to 12 workers there, so he is still quite heavily ahead. But now we see Monsta just dealing so much damage, and all of these SCVs are trying to get away. The third base has been reclaimed as the new main base, which is fair enough. The natural is going to fall, the engineering base are going to go. Most of the key tech is still actually up. We've got tank on the way out as well as siege mode, but these barracks are incredibly exposed to all of these units, and really there's no sign of a counter push. Yes, there's that one Banshee, but it only has 5 health. It doesn't have cloak done. He's going to pick off the extractor though. Meanwhile, the Queen Roach army moving across. And this game has got so funky. Another Nidus worm coming down, because why not? There's nothing in it though at the moment, which is never going to work too well because you need something in those Niduses. The one Roach trying to engage a tank, which is getting endlessly repaired. Now we've got all these units moving. They're just great use of Nidus worm here by Cookie. It is absolutely beautiful. He isn't really getting much behind this. He's banked up an awful lot of money. He needs to do something, but Titan GG's out because there's just nothing he can do. So that was a really, really funky game. I loved it. It was quite unusual. It's something a bit you don't see very often. Nidus is used incredibly effectively, so great play there by Cookie. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy, subscribe, like, and leave a cool comment. That would be awesome, and I will see you tomorrow for another top level StarCraft 2 game. Bye for now.